Work hard for what you want in life.
You work hard for what you want in life.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say.
That you treat people with dignity and respect.
That you treat people with respect.
Reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard.
The strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Hey guys, I'm Tatum.
And it's your girl Milan.
And welcome to episode 16 of the Black Girl Boss Podcast.
Woo, woo, woo.
So in today's episode, this is going to be an episode that's a little quicker than most of our episodes, but don't hate us, y'all. That's because we're going to be doing a series for the next few weeks. And so we really wanted to dive into what it's really, really like being a full-time entrepreneur and just being an entrepreneur in general. So whether it's taxes, whether it's health insurance, whether it's marketing strategies, just we wanted to go into a lot of detail. So the previous episodes have been more of like transparent talk, girl chat, your business besties type. But in this series, it's going to be more of like a master class. So it's going to be some very clear takeaways and some very clear knowledge being dropped from us and from our guests and things like that. So I'm excited. I know Milan's excited. So the next few weeks are going to be game changers, you guys. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the first quarter. So we've had guests for the last couple weeks. And so it was kind of unexpected to have so many guests back to back, but it was like, we knew we was going to have Cedric on the show. But then after that, I was like, no, we have to have a married couple on the show.
Speaking of Cedric, he is on his way in the studio. Not to talk to y'all, but
to hang out. But so we didn't expect to have that many guests back to back, but we are back with just us for the time being. And then, like I said, our guests that's going to come are going to be experts in different subject areas that's extremely important to the entrepreneurial journey. So today, let's talk about Q1 and Q2. It's Sunday, so happy Resurrection Sunday, guys. It's Jesus Day.
Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking about quarter one and quarter two. So it's April 16th, which means we are officially about a week or two into the second quarter. So today I wanted to talk about the wins that we had from the first quarter, some lessons that we learned, some losses, and how we're going to plan and prepare for the second quarter. So let's start with the wins. Milan, what were some of your wins for Q1?
For Q1, I introduced the Millennials to Millionaires program and received 13 emails that day for those seeking a discover call to learn more about the program. So that was a huge win. I didn't know how it was, going to take.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, I didn't expect that. It was like in the first 10 minutes? Yes, I didn't expect that. So that was huge. I introduced the Be Your Own Publicist program. I posted it a few times on Instagram, but you'd be surprised. Like, people have been sharing it like crazy on Facebook. So that's good. I haven't launched a new service just yet. I just kind of wanted to get people, an understanding to see it. So that's actually a win for me that people are sharing this so rapidly and, on Facebook. I made it through the second annual Entrepreneurs Brunch because that one was hectic. It didn't go as I wanted it to, but nonetheless, I made it through. And the idea of taking the experience away is what the attendees took. They took, they had an amazing experience. It didn't matter if we had the venue change or whatever happened. They loved the idea of it and what they, the gems that they took from you guys. I filed my taxes alone. I know you guys heard that story earlier in the podcast on what happened with my taxes, but I filed them alone. So that was a big win. And then that was, with my business taxes too. So I did my personal and my business. I obtained an accountant. So now I don't have
major key.
So I don't have to worry about like if my clients are late or anything, she'll look and she'll see the PayPal. I'm like, send an email and she'll give me an update on what needs to be done or what, what she did. So shout out to Dana. My last one was I am, and we as you management are helping with the third annual I Dream Youth Camp that's on May 6th. And basically we're always responsible for, obtaining the sponsorships and doing event management. So Doug, it's his event, which he's a former Seahawks player and he plays for the BC Lions. It's a Canadian CFL team now. He kind of, is being a coach and he's working with the kids and other coaches and stuff. So my job in the camp is being the head honcho. People coming to me to check their time slides. So we're back for that. So that's super exciting because the camp is so dope. The kids have fun. You get to meet a lot of great NFL players who enjoy doing that for the kids. So, I mean, what's better than giving back to the community and dealing with the kids? So those are my wins.
That's awesome. So tell us, like, when are the programs, your new services launching, and what made you start them? So brag on yourself a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I hate Tatum knows. Okay, so the Millennials to Millionaires program is launching June 1st. So that is technically 2 months away from now. Well, yeah, a little under 2 months. So that is launching June 1st, and then we have the introducing the Be Your Own Publicist program, which, like I said, we've already done. We've introduced the service. That'll be launching in July. I wanted to give them a month apart. And that's, like I said, I want to give everybody a chance just to kind of learn more about them, get a chance to talk to me. So I do have Discover Call set up for both of them. So if you ladies are interested and gentlemen are interested in having a Discover Call with me to learn more about the program, definitely call. But what made me start the Millennials and Millionaires program, I spoke on that last or 3 episodes ago, but the Be Your Own Publicist program is just so disheartening to see so many people need a publicist but can't afford one. Right. So I'm like, okay, and I understand that we can be costly. The retainers and those monthly fees are definitely a lot, but if we can teach people the essentials of PR just to get them by until, they need I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Tatum, I saw a text message pop up on her phone. I was minding my business. I just saw it. But go ahead, girl. Keep talking about your program.
Did the same thing. I was like, what?
Excuse me, sir? Go ahead.
We both did the same thing. Okay, yeah. So I started that just for that reason right there, is that people need a publicist but can't afford one. So we can teach you the essentials to make it through and just be great on your own and pay a low fee, for us to do that. Then why not? I don't mind giving back, those essentials. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my wins. See,
that's what's up. So y'all, one of our previous guests, Cedric, just popped in the room. Your favorite. But why he bring mimosas again?
he already know what time it is. Already know.
So I guess it's a good segue into my wins. So I haven't told you guys yet, but I resigned from my 9 to 5. Woo, woo, woo,
wait, hold on. I got to get this on Snap, y'all. She need to say it to my Snap. You did what?
I resigned officially from my 9 to 5.
Woo!
Yeah. So I'm like extremely excited. Me and Ced and Milan was supposed to come. We went out to Park this week, and celebrated. So now Ced's back in the building for part 2. So we're going to celebrate some more. So I'm extremely excited about this, you guys. Like, as y'all know, this was like my big 2017 goal. Absolutely. So to be able to accomplish this milestone in Q1, well, I put in my resignation on the 3rd. So it was kind of Q2 then, but whatever. It's just been amazing. So I'm excited. I'm optimistic. I have even bigger goals now. So that's what's up. So that was my first win. My next win was I had 6 speaking engagements in Q1. Mm-hmm. And so that was a big deal for me because my yearly goal for speaking engagements was I said I wanted to do 1 a quarter. Yeah. So I did like 6 in a quarter. So I was like, what? So that was crazy. So the lesson for me in that was dream bigger, girl.
Hello, thank you.
Things are happening. Next, I have a lot of leads and a lot of good feedback and a lot of just intelligence about the Queening Group. So as y'all know, I've been talking about it for a while now. And so I've been talking to you guys. You guys have been giving feedback. We've been having calls. We've talked about the program and the services. And based off of all of that market research, so to speak, it was still, it's still a great program, and I still was selling the program. But off of that market research, I actually created some products for people who may not be able to invest in a coach, Okay. So another win is that the Queening Group is about 80% ready to launch. So I have to record 80%. I have to record like 2 more things.
Okay.
And then it's going to be all ready to go. And then I start my little launch plan. So I have a nice little launch plan mapped out. So as I go through it, I'll keep you guys posted on what I did, what worked, what didn't work, and things like that. Some things that you may want to add to your launch plans if you're launching a new program and things of that nature. So Perfect. Those were definitely definitely some wins for me. So let's talk about, I mean, we celebrate each other a little bit, and we had some great things happen in Q1, but let's check in on some things that didn't go the way we wanted them to go, because let's be clear, the entrepreneur journey is not all wins.
Right.
There's going to be some losses. There's going to be some setbacks. There's going to be some things that you wanted that you just didn't get. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And you may have worked extremely hard for it. You may have thought you deserved it, but you just don't get it. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, and that's just how life is. But I want to talk about those things. Absolutely. So what are some things that didn't happen for you, or some perceived losses of yours in Q1?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember the episode.
This man really just popped a bottle.
He really did just pop a bottle in the middle of a loss. That's kind of lit. We gonna pop a bottle for a loss.
Right.
Because
yes, all we do is win, win, win.
Okay, so the lessons that we learned. So I don't know if you guys remember when I had the interview you management had the interview to partner with another PR firm for the BET and ESPY Awards.
You never told us exactly what it was, though.
Oh, the BET and ESPY Awards. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. Never heard anything back.
Wow.
But he's that type of person. Uh-huh. Like, that's just how he kind of operates. Mm-hmm. It's like, he didn't say, oh, no, we're not moving forward. It was nothing.
Did you follow up?
Yeah, sent the email, nothing.
Call?
Nothing.
Wow.
That's just how he is. But he posts on social media every day and all these other things. So it's kind of like, that's just a lesson learned. Thank you. That these people that, you may want to get in business with aren't always the best. Like, you really got to check them, like, from who they've worked with and, see what you can find, because you never know what you're walking into.
What did you learn about him since having that interview that you wish you would have known before?
So I'm not sure if I shared this. We had previously started working with each other last year on a charity event he was throwing. Mm-hmm. And that was, fine, everything. We had different people in there. We had Miss Nikki Baby's PR agency, Miss Nikki Baby from Love and Hip Hop. Mm-hmm. We had her PR agency in there. We had another PR agency. I think it was Miss Nikki Baby's PR agency, but don't quote me on that one. That fell through. They were supposed to be reaching out to Derrick Rose, and they were saying that, oh yeah, he's confirmed. It wasn't confirmed.
Right.
And then I think they were supposed to be working on the sponsorship piece of it. Never seen it.
So the guy that you were interviewing with, he's the one that wasn't following through.
No, I'm getting there. So that's his thing. That was his umbrella. We were just under it. Okay. So so they didn't follow through and everything. So he kind of, like, we did our part. We were doing the marketing piece. We were supposed to do reaching out to the radio stations and all, putting that plan together on how we were going to execute it. So our piece was done. I asked him to fill in certain things that we didn't know, like, as far as his budget wise. I shared the Google Doc, fill it in. Never got filled in. Okay, that's fine. We moved on, and it was like a month before or something. He's like, yeah, this isn't happening because nobody's communicating with one another, this, that. But I take responsibility because I haven't been doing. Okay, so before you start saying what other people haven't been doing, remember, this is your thing.
Right.
This is your umbrella. So if you feel people haven't been holding their weight, you should have been checking at the door every week. Right. So that happened. So when I interviewed with him, he brought that up. He said, I'm not sure if it's your PR company that fell through. So then that kind of that was an insult. Yeah. Because for one, you don't remember who you've been working with. Two, you should check your facts before even interviewing with someone, making sure you know everything so you don't come at their neck wrong. Because then what if I really would have snapped back? That could have been really bad. So I just kind of, gracefully said, I said, no, it wasn't my PR agency. I remember we had the marketing piece. We completed ours. So he said, oh, well, yeah, well, just to let you know that we're not having any of that this time. So basically what I wanted to know beforehand is how he actually acts after dealing, being involved with you in an activity the first time. Because let's say the BCSB thing was the first time we worked together. It went well. And we came back again. Are you going to act like that? Are you, do you have, your criticism is bad. You don't know how to give constructive criticism. You insult somebody. So that's him. So yeah, I wish I would have known that that's the type of person he is beforehand, because that's not the type of person I want to be involved with or have my name on. Because if you treat somebody you're interviewing like that, how do you treat the other people that's involved in it? Right. And then that's a reflection of you now.
So that's technically a win, because it was a great opportunity. So say you would have gotten that opportunity and chose to go along with it or whatever, and then it would have all went to hell because he's just not the right person to work with. Right. So you dodged a bullet, girl.
It was just a loss because I would be the BET Awards girl on the red carpet.
See, you want to be on the BET Awards by yourself. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be you, doing it and not with somebody else.
Right. That's not a loss, but what said a lesson learned on who to deal with and knowing how to really scope those people out and understand that body language of business.
Yeah, that's how it is. Because I know some people I meet, like I be thinking, I don't know, I'm like I think I'm naive sometimes when it comes to women in business because I'm the type where I just want to see everybody be great and I want to help everybody be great as much as I can. Right. When I deal with people who are just condescending or rude or have ulterior motives, it shocks me. Right. And the thing is about like in real life though, I'm not that naive. Like I could tell a person based off that, but in business, fraud. I think I'm so like, right, exactly. You could tell a fraud, but I think in business, I have such a big heart that it's like I don't even want to think people are like that, but girl, people are like that. So y'all don't be like me.
The time
people are like that.
Another lesson learned came from the Women's Entrepreneurs Brunch. Jesus be offense. That lesson learned was just to have a plan B at all times. I can't say to, follow up and do certain things like in that area because I was following up because, the person that was supposed to be handling it wasn't following up. So I was following up with that person being told kind of false information. So I guess just really having a plan B and not, so when that emergency happens, you have that emergency plan. So that was my lesson learned from that. And we're not going to say loss. I learned about a client who is no longer a client. I like how I worded that. That was good. Yeah, so I no longer have this client. We actually had the falling out on Friday. Was it T when I texted you?
No, you called
Thursday.
me Wednesday.
Wednesday, we had the falling out and everything. We basically been working with each other since February. So we planned an event for this client. It was a 3-day event in 3 different cities for their whatever it is. And I proposed ideas. I proposed multiple venues, like every avenue you could think of that I tried to, make this happen. It was shot down left and right. It was either she was on board like, oh yeah, I love that idea. Then 2 days later, I don't really think that's the best idea. I don't like this venue or, something. So it was like, we would get there, but then 3 days later, we're 3 days back. So them 3 days kept going and we're in April and your event is next month. So we're kind of like, so what's going on. So right now we're having some issues, but it's a lesson learned that when you see that red flag that first time, you as a business owner have the option to opt out. Right. And it's okay because you're protecting yourself. You're protecting yourself, you're protecting your business, and you're protecting your name even more. Right. Because now this person can run around and say, oh, this, that, and the third. But then I have to humbly brag and check the events that I've done. Right. And put together. Right. So when you look at those, 4 events in these past almost 2 years.
Check the portfolio, sweetie.
Check the scoreboard, baby. Because I'm up right now. Like, don't play it. So, those are my Q1s,
So what were some of those red flags though? So for the people that's listening who are in a service-based business and they do have to get clients, what are some things that they can see that make them, say no to a client?
The indecisiveness, that's the first thing. That indecisive trait, when you see that, because you'll say something, they'll be like, oh yeah, then they'll renege. Then it's then renege. It's only so many times somebody will tell you and renege before you like, listen.
Right. You can't help somebody solve a problem. They don't know what they want to solve. Like, if you don't know what you want, how can I give it to you?
Exactly. Right. And then you have to think about the timeline that you're on. And if this keeps happening, you got to look at your timeline like, okay, we're cutting it close. Now you need to speak up like, maybe this isn't the best thing. You speak up. Don't have them at the end of the thing trying to make it seem like it was your fault and they tried to do this, that, and the third, but then you've made multiple attempts to make their vision happen. Right. Another red flag also would be when you ask them those questions. What's your vision? What's your budget? What's this? Those key questions that you need to even start helping the person. If it's a lot of I don't knows there, they definitely don't know what they need from you. Right. So you need to just go ahead and gracefully bow out, say, keep the business relationship, keep the relationship, just gracefully bow out and direct them to somebody else that may be able to have a little bit more patience or maybe assist them a little bit further. But just like I said, save face and save your name.
I think it was another lesson there just based off our conversation. Let me know if you don't want to talk about it, but the pricing. So offering discounts. So when people get a discount or think because y'all have a certain relationship personally, they should get a discount. Right. How what lesson did you learn from that? Because I feel like once you give somebody a discount, they're going to always want a discount. So they need to pay full price every single time.
Ain't no discount, B. That's it right there. Ain't no discount, B. So anybody looking at along right now, you listen to this episode and you need some PR services, either you going to pay the price or you going to leave and go find somebody else for a cheaper price. But guess what? That cheaper price ain't quality, boo. You know, Tatum said brag, so I'm going to hold it real quick. But
right.
That's it. I mean, like, that's it. Those are the lessons. Those 3. That's all you need to look for. Other than that, you'll be fine. But those are my 3 lessons learned for Q1.
So I had some losses that were just
lessons.
Well, no, I had a loss that was just a flat out loss, but I'm cool with it.
Cedric, like, okay.
No, so there were 2 losses. So the first one, I applied for a grant back in October.
Okay.
And so I didn't go to homecoming because I'm working on this grant. I had about 7 or 8 people review this grant. Okay. Like, I worked really hard on it. And it was a really great opportunity. So if anybody wants to apply, it's called the Echoing Green Fellowship. And so it's a grant for people who have social businesses. Okay. And it's pretty cool because they'll give you a health insurance stipend. You get about, I want to say $50,000 or $40,000 a year, no taxes.
Okay.
So no taxes getting taken out of that because they're a nonprofit. And you're required to be a full-time entrepreneur. And they also give you, what was it? They give you just a bunch of help to help you grow your business. It's like a whole class. Okay. So it was a really great opportunity. So I was really excited about it. I felt like I was in a good position to apply. I felt like I had what it takes. And so I ended up not getting the grant. And so it sucked, but I really wasn't impressed. I wasn't really too disappointed. And the reason I wasn't was because I was very confident in my business and what I'll be able to accomplish without necessarily the help of a grant. Absolutely. Now, a grant would have been great. And I mean, this was way before I even was at the self-employment mark. So I was like, oh, I get a grant and so I could quit my job. Like, I thought that it was like that self-employment mark. Yeah. Well, no, I said this was before I hit my self-employment mark.
There you go.
Oh my God, they making me repeat
what was it?
The self-employment mark.
Thank you.
Oh my God. So I thought it was going to be, so we should give Cedric a mic for his ad-libs in the back. It's a Black Girl Boss podcast.
The good boyfriend.
So the grant I thought was going to be great for me, but I didn't get it. But the great thing about that though, and I used to be the type of person where I took rejection very badly. Like if I didn't get something I wanted, I was like bad. I would be in the house for a couple of days. Like I just could not take it. Right. But this, I was like, oh, okay. And I just went ahead with my day. Like, and it just shows how growth is so important. I was just proud of myself for that, the growth of my character to where I wasn't like sat down for a period of time or second guessing myself or doubting myself. Right. So I didn't get that, but that was cool. And I definitely, again, recommend it for anybody who wants to apply. Like, it's an amazing opportunity and they're doing great things with that. So it's the Echoing Green Fellowship, and I'll put it in the show notes. Secondly, so a few episodes ago, I said how I finished my book outline. So I didn't finish the book. So and I wanted to say that because a lot of people are in that same place. Like, you want to write a book, you just don't finish it. And so it's not that I didn't have time. It's not that I didn't dedicate the time to it or whatever. It's just it's not where I needed to be yet. Right. Like, definitely. I still have some more things to experience before I can write about it. So I felt like it hit a stopping point, but I didn't think it was a good stopping point for it based off of where I was going. So I guess that's a loss. I didn't finish it, but I will finish it. Hopefully by the end of the year, just depending on the content. Okay. So some lessons, man, if I learned anything in this quarter or in my entrepreneurial journey thus far, is we really live in like a entrepreneur society.
Listen, honey.
And we talked about this 2 episodes ago when one of our listeners asked a question about wanting to start something, but she had like all these excuses. We kind of let her have it a little bit.
Hey, little sis.
Yeah. Hey, girl. Hey, Bria. I remember her name. Hey, girl. So thankfully she took it well and she was appreciative of us and our tough love. But we really live in like a entrepreneur society. Like, you will put in your bio. So say somebody wants to be a publicist. They would put in their Instagram bio publicist, and then all of a sudden you're a publicist. What? What does that mean? You don't have clients. You will put in your bio that you're a stylist, but you just somebody that dress well. Like, that's not what you're not an entrepreneur. Like, what are you doing?
You just dress well.
Or you got a website. I see this all the time, and it grinds my gears. Oh, my website's up, and everybody like, oh my God, congratulations. That's not a congratulatory moment. Putting your website up ain't nothing. What is that?
That's very true.
But and it's because nobody, I don't know if it's people don't really like want to put the work in, or is it that they don't understand how much work goes into it, or maybe just the idea of success is more based in perception than actual reality. Like, I don't know. And I would really want to have that conversation with somebody, but I don't know how to be like, hey girl, so you're an entrepreneur and I want to talk to you on the podcast to see why you're not accomplishing.
Well,
like, that's not like a good way to talk to somebody.
I have an answer for that.
Okay.
So with the Millennials to Millionaires program, the assessment is a personal assessment. And these questions were built off a lot of studies and research, clearly, that I had to do, like from Forbes, reading different entrepreneurial books and stuff. And it's basically like the question will ask you, like your leadership style. So how do you do this and this, that, and the third? And then it'll ask you like a work technique that you use. And then ask you, what time of day do you prefer to get up? You know, if you know you have something to do, and how eager is it, do you prefer to wake up at this time or that time? So it's like 16 questions, and they're all different. So then at the end, you know, I'll evaluate it, I'll do the scoring of everything, and then I'll go back to, I'll send you the link. I can't tell you guys yet, but it lists all types of entrepreneurs. You have the wantrepreneur, the superpreneur, you have the foxpreneur. Me, the Cedric. No, take that back, Cedric.
What's the definition of it though?
Basically, the one who has a team, but still does
everything. Oh Lord,
the superpreneur.
Yep. Okay.
The superpreneur, and it tells them exactly like what's the you know, your kryptonite, like what's the bad and what's the good of it. So once that's finished, and I get some people to take that, of course, the ones that's because the assessment is free. That's one of the what is it, pros of entering the program. You take the assessment for free. So then you learn early on if this program is going to be well for you. It's the 8-week intensive course. So if you are the entrepreneur whose idea is today and still the same tomorrow, this may not be the course for you.
Right.
We can
or the life,
right?
Life for you.
So with that being said, for your question, this will definitely answer the personal assessment. And if you want to take it, you can. I'm going to take it to definitely see, because I want to know if I'm a superpreneur, or I may feel like that sometimes.
I'm probably a melting pot of all of them.
So yeah,
except for the want part.
Right. we're not the wantpreneur or the fox. What is it?
Foxpreneur.
Like the fox fur, that fake.
Oh, fauxpreneur.
Yeah. Oh. But they saying fox, like the fox fur.
Oh, hilarious. Yeah. Wait, it's faux fur.
FAFEUX.
Girl, that is faux.
Is it faux, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I love you on that. When I go into H&M and I'm looking for,
that's the problem, because you at H&M. They don't.
Hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with H&M. This dress that I got on for
all of they shit is fox fur.
Sunday is looking mighty. Yes, girl, I got that leather jacket from there, and it's still holding up after 2 years.
It's the fox leather.
But no, okay, so
she
the
was
faux.
So serious about the faux.
I mean, you know, you can correct it every day. You take it for what it is. So the faux-preneur, basically you're a fake ass entrepreneur.
Yeah.
In short.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So when they take those assessments, we'll get to see what we're dealing with.
Yeah. So that was a lesson. That was a lesson for me in dealing with people. And I think that assessment is important just for anybody who isn't a client-based business or a service-based business, just figuring out, it doesn't have to be that same assessment, but just figuring out what can you find out about people to determine if you're going to work with them or not, because you're going to have to turn some people down. You shouldn't work with everybody who wants to work with you. So
absolutely.
And
stay no sis.
Those were my only lessons. What did you put a lesson on here? Clients will on B?
Yeah, I spoke. That was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had just made a note of it.
All right, so let's talk about these goals. Like, let's get to the important part. Let's talk about these Q2 goals. What you trying to do?
Girl, I'm trying.
Excuse me, what you going to do?
Girl, I'm going to quit my job.
Ow.
In real life.
So we're going to be celebrating again.
I told my mom last night, was it? I said, and I told Tatum this. And Tatum's like, pray about it. I said, I prayed, and it kept me from strangling her.
See, my pray about it and Milan's pray about it is different.
But my prayer about it was on the same level.
Okay.
Because if I would have strangled her, I would have been in jail, and now I got a felony for attempted murder. See, I prayed
Lord.
and I didn't, because God is now putting me in place to do other things in the right way so I can leave and not be in jail.
Hallelujah.
Those two different leavings, okay? All right, because on the third day he rose and said, no, seriously, y'all.
Yeah, she went to church on Resurrection Sunday with everybody else that don't be in church all year. Now she got a whole sermon.
Everybody knows I'm in church or streaming on Sundays. So I stream before we come to the podcast, or I'm actually in church before the podcast. So
I'm just messing with her, y'all. I don't think I'll be coming down on her.
Yeah, no, I'm the churcher. But no, so leaving the job, of course, launching both of the programs that I just mentioned, gaining 5 $1,500 clients.
Okay.
5, because we talked about that. We discussed that. 5 $1,500 clients on a 24-month contract.
Okay.
Because that's important. And actually becoming the PR department for Yard Talk.
Okay.
We had that conversation. We spoke on it and everything. Before I speak on that, and getting Yard Talk a partnership with the University Box, which I'm a brand ambassador for. They're launching... I can say it. They're launching a HBCU type of tour come the fall, University Boxes. Because right now they kind of cater to PWIs.
Right.
So in the fall they'll be doing that. And it's perfect because
Yeah.
Yard Talk is the HBCU Connect, basically the digital, entity for
For
it.
those who don't know who Yard Talk is.
Yard Talk is a web-based series that comes on HBCU campuses and gets the scoop of the yard.
The who?
The scoop. I had to do it like Jalil does. Jalil's the CEO, so when he starts up the show, he like, "What's up, world? It's your boy, Jalil."
The squeaking.
And he like, I'm here to get the scoop of the yard. So yeah, they get the scoop on the yard. They also go to high schools and they talk to the high school students about attending HBCUs and
That's dope.
Yeah, and they get these HBCU campuses to waive the application fee, so they take the paper applications and they fill them out right then and there. Yard Talk collects them and sends them back.
That's what's up.
So, that would be a perfect partnership that they be entering into. Cedric is leaving. Cedric is making his exit.
See ya. Thanks for coming by and dropping off gifts.
Right.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
See ya.
See you. All right. Cool. So that's something that is a goal to make sure that definitely happens. And like I said, becoming their actual PR department. So because he's like, no, I want you indefinitely. I'm like, okay, indefinitely.
Yes.
So that's my goal. So making sure all of those things definitely happen before Q3.
That's what's up. I'm excited for you.
And I'm quitting my job whether one way or another. I don't really.
No, you will, and it's going to be fine. I got your back. It's gonna be fine.
My girl. All right, see what I'm excited. I just y'all understand how I be looking at her. Have you seen how I've been looking at you? I'm just like in much amazement. Like I just keep looking at her. I'm so proud. Like from the time that I met Tatum to now, and that was like a year ago. Yeah, it was like a year ago. So to see us grow and to see her transform to this woman of full-time entrepreneurship is truly amazing, and I'm just happy for my friend. So
thank you. You made me shed a thug tear on air.
That thug tear. Oh, yikes! It's hard.
So for Q2, my goal is, of course, to launch the Queen and Group. I've been doing a lot of pre-launch work, so I'm really, really excited to launch it. And I mean, I'm just excited, y'all. It's so many great things that's a part of this program. Like not only is it a coaching program, but the products, like I put so much effort. It's 2 bundles. It's the Smart Startup Bundle. I changed the name so many times, so excuse me. It's the Smart Startup Bundle, and then it's the Boss Up Bundle. And so the Smart Startup Bundle is for people who want to start a business but don't know where to start. Okay. So it's about 6 things in it. And so it's really going to tell you where to start and help you really build that solid foundation for your business. And I was so passionate about doing that like in addition to all the workbooks and the worksheets and the guides, like there are trainings on there. Like I'm like, I don't know if I could get this across in just text. So let me do a training. So let me add my voice to it so I could really walk you through what's going on. So I really went the extra mile with these things. And the second one is the Boss Up Bundle. So for people who have a business but trying to figure out like how to stay in business, how to get it to the next level, like how to get it on a clear path to success, then that's what that package is about. And it includes everything that's in the Smart Startup Bundle, plus about 4 or 5 more things.
Okay.
So then there's an online course where it includes pretty much everything in both of the bundles plus 8 modules. Like it is so many great things that's a part of the Queening Group. Like it's a lot in addition to the coaching program. And the only difference really between the coaching program is the coaching program, you really get my time and my effort, and I give you all of my resources and everything that I got to walk you from point A to point B. But I'm excited about the Queening Group, and the Queening Group is amazing. I'm just so excited, y'all. So anyway, I'm going to launch that in May. So that's going to be out in a few weeks. And so I'll keep you guys posted on everything. I'll be back on social media on May 1st. So y'all see me posting again. Next, I want to definitely have consistent 5-figure months. Like, just because I'm self-employed now, that doesn't mean anything. I have to stay self-employed.
Girl,
so
listen.
I'm not trying to have to go back to a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a huge goal for me, just to maintain these 5-figure months, because my next goal for my business is to grow a 6-figure business. And so I have to have at least $10,000 a month for 12 months consistently in order to get to 120,000 a year. So that's my goal, is to maintain a 5-figure month every single month so I can get to that 6-figure business mark. And I want to get, a new CL coupe. So that's like my car goal.
Oh, okay.
So this business got to grow so I could treat myself to a nice new vehicle.
Gotcha.
And I will let y'all know when I get it. It's going to be white.
She's fancy.
This quarter, I'm also going to have a self-care day. Okay. So my last self-care day was my birthday, which was 2 months ago, which is ridiculous. So after completing all of this stuff for this program and all the work to launching it and all that stuff, like I need to have a self-care day because I deserve it. And it's something that we don't do enough as entrepreneurs to take care of ourselves. So that's something I'm definitely going to make a priority for. And before I'm going to skip this one and go to the last one first, I want to create a better workspace. So right now, when I'm at home, like I'm normally sitting on the couch, got my feet up and on the computer. Relaxed, but I'll be too relaxed. Like I might be, normally the TV watches me or something while I'm working, or I got music playing, but I want to, or my dog is bothering me. So I want to get out of the house. I don't really want to pay for like an office space, because they just cost like it's a whole rent payment for some of these places.
That's true.
So I'm not really trying to do that. So I'm trying to see how I can create a better workspace. So whether it be buying some stuff and create a little corner in the apartment or something, but that's one of my goals this quarter, is to get a better workspace.
I got you.
And lastly, we're going to do a live show for the podcast. Yes. So, y'all, of course, we're going to do it first in the home team in the DC area. But if y'all are in other areas and y'all want to bring us there, hit us up. We are willing to come.
We like traveling.
Yeah, we like to travel.
We like to travel.
If y'all are in wherever you are and you're like, Tatum, we can pull together a room full of people, or you want to have a women's empowerment event, or you want to do something and you want to do something different than what everybody else is doing and have like a live show of the podcast, hit us up. Like, we are totally open to that. So, but we're definitely going to do a live show in the DC area. So stay open to that, guys. We're only going to put out 100 tickets. So because this will be our first one, it's going to be a little bit on a smaller scale just to test it out. So 100 tickets. Stay tuned for that. That's something we're going to be doing. And that's it for my goals.
That's my same goal for this live show. It's going to be lit.
So I have a question for you, though.
Yes.
So we talk about setting goals. We talk about the goals we've accomplished. Okay. A lot of times people don't really know they may know how to set a goal, but they don't know how to stick with the goal. Okay. So do you have any tips for how people can really, some practical stuff, or how they can really see these goals through, so they can look back on their quarter or look back on their month and say, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that.
This is a part of the Millennials to Millionaires program, is the feasibility portion of entrepreneurship. So it comes down to the marketing piece, the strategy piece, the idea piece of it. Is for that is creating a plan when you first get the idea. So don't put, for us, you didn't put the Queen and Group out there without having a foundation underneath of it. So don't put a goal in a place without having that foundation, because with that you need tactics and you need execution, you need the strategies. So it's a goal, the objective, and then the tactic. So that's the PR, right?
No, but it's so funny. I have a guide, and one of the bundles is called the goal setting guide, and that's literally what it says. So goals, objectives, tactics.
Right. So, and to ensure that those happen, that needs to be set up. So with that being said, I know who I am as a person and as an entrepreneur. I know my limits, what I can do. Don't set anything that you know that is going to be a challenge for you to do. Like if you, like, not say don't challenge yourself, but when I say that, I mean like in your goal. So if it's something like, okay, for example, we're doing the youth camp. Doug says, okay, well, I need sponsors. Literally a month beforehand. Ideally, that can be a struggle for a lot of people. I know how to go in and achieve it. I set up who's going to be reachable at this time by doing the research of it, knowing that Dick's, okay, they want their stuff 3 months beforehand.
Right.
Smoothie King, they get so much business, they open and donate anytime. So now you have to put those in a place. So these are the ones that's going to be willing to donate. These aren't, Now you got to set up the pitch. Now what's the deadline to send these pitches out, and what's the response time to make these things happen? So setting it up, like I said, goals, objectives, and tactics. That's the only way it's going to be possible to get those goals done. So that's how I operate, is setting myself up that way and setting the feasibility of it and the time on it. Because if not, you got to give yourself a deadline, because if you don't, you're going to prolong it.
What about some of those personal goals? So for people who, let's say they want to start their business this quarter.
Do it right now. Like, I told y'all, 5 days, 6 hours of sleep, and you management came to life. You gotta do it. When you think of it, that's like going to an event Tatum is speaking at. You get so motivated by what she's saying, you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do this tonight. Right. You go to sleep. Right. Then you wake up tomorrow and you just like,
you get to scrolling, next thing you know, it's the next day.
It's the next day. Do it at that moment. Like, God didn't put that feeling in you at that time for you to just lollygag on it. He's putting a test on you to see, are you gonna act in something that I'm giving you? Do it. I'm gonna just do it person. Nike. Yeah. That's why I like Nike so much.
My favorite quote, and I said this I think a few episodes ago, one of my favorite quotes is discipline kicks in when motivation wears off. So we can get motivated. You can get pumped up by anything I say. And that was something that was a real big part of me doing the Queening Group. So the tagline for the Queening Group is where inspiration meets information and strategy. Because you're going to come to me and get inspired, but I'm going to drop these gems and I'm going to give you all of the different tools and the strategies and the worksheets and the trainings on what you need to actually do to accomplish the goals that you set forth.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to setting goals, like for me, for a while, there were goals so the biggest goal and I should have said this in the losses. So I told y'all before, I wanted to live a healthier lifestyle. I wasn't committed to the discipline that needed to happen in order to do that. Right. And so I had to take that seriously. Like now going into, and I think I touched on this maybe last week, going into being self-employed, it was, what are successful people doing? Because that's what I need to be doing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And one of those things that they do is they take care of themselves. And not even just because that's what successful people are doing, but that's what I need to do in order to live long and enjoy the fruits of my labor. So they wake up early, they exercise. So literally I told you I put myself in this boot camp. I'm off social media because it was a distraction for me. Right. So like I've been up. It's like we're going into the third week of doing this, 5 a.m. every day. Go to the gym, come home, and I work in my business, do whatever. But it's a very strict schedule. And to be honest, now I'm naturally waking up at 5 a.m. I was waiting for that day because that alarm, and then I have this annoying little quack sound for my alarm. Oh my gosh. I'll be ready to break my phone at 5 a.m. But it's gotten a lot easier. So just the key to accomplishing your goals is discipline. You have to be disciplined. The reason why you're not accomplishing those goals, yes, the reason, and it takes discipline to manage your time.
That's what I'm saying. Then you add that under the umbrella.
So the reason why you're not reaching your goals that you set at the beginning of the year is because you don't have the discipline it takes to actually get it done.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? The reason why you haven't started that business yet is because you haven't started it. You haven't had the discipline to set aside that non-distracted time to actually get it done and to come up with a plan on what it is that you need to do. So that's my tip for you guys. Get disciplined. So and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did once I realized that I had to do, and I actually have a talk on this as a part of the program, and it's like an organized speech or whatever. But one thing that I did is after that, I got to that self-reflective point and realized that I wasn't being as great as I could be. It was because of discipline. I had to really get down to it. Like, all right, so what's taking your time? Social media. All right. Just break yourself away from that. All right. So what time are you waking up? Maybe around 9, 8. No, switch that up. Wake up at 5 a.m. And this is something I had to do. I had to tell the people that's close to me, this is what I'm doing. If you see me on social media, call me and check me. If it's 5 a.m. and I'm not up, call me and check me. I had to tell my boyfriend, if it's 5 a.m. and I'm not up, check me.
And Tatum know damn well I ain't calling her no 5 a.m. and I'm up working.
But these are things I had to do because at the end of the day, me not reaching my goals affects me. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going to walk around being average and being regular when God created me to be excellent. You know what I'm saying?
Hello on this Sunday. So how do you feel about the statement, dress for the job that you want, not the one that you have?
I think that I feel two ways about it. Okay. I understand the premise of it. I think that it's effective. So for example, if you walk into a room, for a woman, you walk into the room, you got your heels on, you got your, whatever you're dressed as, you look great. You got the confidence nobody knows that you just started your business yesterday. Right. You walk in there with the confidence of somebody who knows exactly what they're doing. So I understand it from that aspect. But then I also think, like we was talking about that entrepreneur thing, I think that perpetrating aspect sets a lot of people back because then what happens is when you're dressing for that job you want, everybody is bigging you up or giving you kudos for, oh, you doing this or you doing that, but you basically getting praises for something you haven't done. And that feeds and that gets into your brain and it makes you think that you're actually doing something when you're not.
Absolutely.
So I think the dressing for the job you want is good for a person who understands what that means and not somebody that's going to get complacent and perpetrating.
Absolutely. Because I will tell y'all now, the way I dress on social media when it comes to management, I don't look nothing like that when I come into this 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Environment crazy.
I just go to work like, okay, this shirt match these pants and these shoes. All right, I'm out. I'm not about to do too much more. That's all y'all getting.
So my work environment is kind of flexible as far as like attire. We're not like the traditional government where it's like suit and tie and suits throughout the weekend, and Friday is business casual.
Right.
No, it's like business casual throughout the weekend, and Friday you casual as hell. So first of all, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all or hold y'all. I don't come in there business casual Monday through Friday. I come in there with some leggings on, a hoodie, and my Uggs. Like, just not because I don't have any wants in that workplace.
Right.
So when I hear that and they say just for the job you want, not the one that you have, I think of being in a 9 to 5 all the time in that aspect because, that's when you're trying to get promoted. And it really dawned on me when one of my coworkers I'm really close with, she was like, definitely, try to change like the way you dress and see how they treat you. And that's when that statement came into play that you're not dressing to get this entrepreneurship life because when it's you management time, right, you coming through with the come through and you're not doing nothing less. But when it's here, it's like, okay, I don't even plan on staying. I don't even care. Right. So when she said that statement spoke volumes only because it's like, you're hearing this 9 to 5. Not saying that y'all should come to work tacky or anything, but it just doesn't apply for me. It doesn't apply because I'm not about to dress up, come in there, heels and all this to try to get a promotion in this job that I don't even want to be in. Not to say I'm going to dress any, whatever, I'm comfortable, but I'm not going to do anything differently because at the end of the day, my work speaks volumes because I done got damn good, excellent performance evaluations since I've been there. But needless to say, if you are doing what Tatum is doing, and quitting the 9 to 5 and taking that, going to the gym and waking up at 5 a.m. and everything. Start molding your lifestyle into the job that you want.
Right.
In that. That's what I'm saying. Not focus on the 9 to 5 aspect, because I just gave that as the disclaimer of it.
Right.
But ideally, shaping your whole life, the entire piece, from wardrobe to getting up at 5 a.m. to going to the gym to getting a new computer to carry around. Do those things to make sure that you're being successful.
And somebody on your live, they say fake it till you make it, but that's not what you're doing. You're preparing. That's all. It's not fake. It's not faking. It's not perpetrating. At that point, it's preparing. People just get caught up in the perpetrating part and forget that you're actually preparing for what it is that you want. Like, if you can't manage what you have now, then how can you want God to bless you with more? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you say that you want all of these things if you're not managing what you have now? You know what I mean? And even for me, when I was at my 9 to 5, and I'm still there, my last day is May 3rd. I did a 30-day notice. And even with me being there, it was very important to me to not act as if I had something else going on outside of work. It got really hard. Let's be clear. It got really hard, but it was definitely important for me. So now, even on my way out, it's talks of, well, maybe we should just contract Tatum to do our marketing as a 1099 and do it like that. Like, what? How does that happen? It happens because I did a great job. I had a great attitude. I was respecting people. I was showing up with a smile on my face the days I actually showed up into the office. Right. You know what I mean? So now it's all about preparing for that next level. So yes, I'm up at 5 a.m. Yes, I go to the gym every day. Yes, I'm doing all these things. It is difficult as I don't know what, but I'm preparing for that next level of my life. So for you guys, like Milan said, prepare for that life you want despite whatever your circumstances are. You know what I mean? There's certain things you have to do as an entrepreneur. You have to work hard. You have to take care of yourself. You have to study you have to get to know your target audience. You have to learn about marketing. You have to learn about all these things. So just start preparing now for whatever your goals may be. So yeah, and if you guys feel free to send us your goals for Q2 so we can shout you out and stuff like that. So let's take a break.
Yeah, because I have something to share that came from one of my old PR professors that was actually very disheartening.
What, you want to say now?
I can. It's actually quick.
Go ahead.
I spoke on. I didn't speak. That's funny. I was what is it? A business insider, industry insider at an event last week, and I came over to her and everything, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you work for the government, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been working there almost 7 years now." And she said, "So like, what made you start your company?" And this is coming.
You got that good government job, girl. You don't need to be an entrepreneur,
right? But mind you, this is coming from a PR professional herself, somebody that left the government to teach PR.
They say those who can't do teach.
She can't do too much because she ain't teach worth for shit. But that's not my tea. So, she said that and everything. And I was like, I explained why and I'm like, yeah, at the end of the day, I've always been a leader. I've always been in leadership. I didn't think of applying. I applied to somebody else's PR firm, but did it feel right? Because of my way of PR is not somebody else's way of PR. So then you got to follow suit. Then you got to do things that they want to do. You got to follow. No, I need to create this for me because I know what I can do creatively, effectively by myself. So I told her that, and it was like, oh yeah, entertainment PR. And I was like, yeah, and I love. She said, why entertainment PR? I said, one, is always changing. Something that's always going to be around. Sports, for example, that's entertainment. It's always going to be happening. They're going to always need somebody in PR. People are going to always need that person. I said, and it's just so fast paced. I'm a fast paced person. She's like, oh yeah, well that's because you're young right now. But when you get in your 30s, like most of these entrepreneurs, the business falls off, then you have to find something else to do. No.
What, ma'am?
Let me stop you.
I'm like, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. I would have been out of there.
It's like, let me stop you right where you're walking because you're about to walk right into my fist. I'm about to punch you into another century to think again before you say something else. So she's like, it's either she said that, and I'm like, that's for those who don't shout out to Tatum, that don't have different business streams within their business, different revenue options. I said, that's what happens. I said, they lose that sight. I said, but I said, I have 2 businesses and a co-owner of another one.
Right.
I said, so I'm actually doing good for 23.
Right.
Just leaving 2 years ago. I said, I'm about to get my master's degree too. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Think before you speak.
And with my master's degree, I can come in here and teach if I want.
I'm going to take your job, matter of fact. How about that? Because they've been trying to get you out anyway, but you ain't know that.
That's crazy.
But it was just for that to say, prepare. Because at that moment, somebody's going to try you and downplay you and make you feel like everything that you're doing at that moment has been for nothing. Don't ever let nobody come in your space and check you. Right.
And that's Simple a good point. Prepare means mentally as well for situations like that. Like if you're the type of person where you're quick to anger, or you a hothead, or like Milan running into somebody's fist, like if that's you, then you have to mentally prepare for entrepreneurship, because you can't have that type of temperament when it comes to that, because you're going to have people that's going to try you, but you got to know how to be able to stay calm, think rationally, know how to say the right thing, know when to just leave a situation if it gets to that point. But preparing mentally is important as well. And what you say reminds me of another, y'all probably like Tatum and her quotes, but I don't care. My actual favorite quote is by Jay-Z, is don't listen to anybody, everybody's scared. And his point of saying that was just, people put their own limitations on you. So all she was telling you was she's scared, she's comfortable, and she was just like reflecting or deflecting her fear onto you. That's all that was.
And then it came that conversation when she mentioned before she started, like the government with all those benefits and da-da.
Oh, girl.
I'm like, happiness or benefits?
Exactly.
Happiness. Because,
or real benefits, like I can just go on vacation if I feel like it and don't have to ask you for permission to go spend time with my family. Or if somebody dies or something, I don't get like 3 days for bereavement. I can actually grieve the loss of a relative.
I don't got to call in, because guess who the boss?
Hello.
Me. And then it's like, even still with my clients, they say, oh yeah, well, I'm here, I need this and third. I'm getting your plane ticket. You on vacation. It's a work thing, but it's a vacation because you're not in the state that you live in. You working, but it still feels good. That's a benefit. You don't get that option with your job. When we say why? Because you got a classroom that you got to go to every day.
You got students that's trying to graduate that you got to teach.
Every day. Every year. But yeah, I'm learning, y'all. I did good though, right, Tay?
Yeah, you did.
Y'all don't understand.
I wish y'all could see when she calls me. And I'd be like, well, no, just think, well, just listen, or calm down. Like, I'd be really trying.
I'm crazy. I got a bad temper. For real. I got temper problems. Like, my attitude and everything goes, good luck. I'm working. I'm working on this Sunday.
On this Sunday. All right, let's take a break. Then we're going to come back with the question. And we're back with the questions of the week. As usual, you guys, if you want to send us a question, hit us up on the gram at Black Girl Bosses, and we will answer it live on the show.
Yes, we will, like right now. So our first and only question of the week is from Philly. Baby. It's a bunch of L's. So if y'all want to search her in the search bar, just type in PHI and then just keep hitting the L's until you come up. That's the best way I can say it. I really don't know. So her question is, she started her consulting company in January, and she's trying to land her first client. What are some surefire ways to find clients is what she wants to know.
Well, there aren't any surefire ways to find clients
at all.
But I'm a firm believer there's no one size fit all approach to anything. But you really, 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 and I'm so tired of saying this. And I'm sorry, y'all, that's tired of hearing me say it, but you really have to figure out who your target audience is and where they are. What entices them to buy? Where do they buy from? Where is all of their attention at?
Right.
So first, figure out who your target audience is. Then figure out where is their attention. Do they scroll on Instagram all day? If so, you might want to invest in an Instagram ad. Also, you should not always be selling. Oh, I feel like a tape recorder. You shouldn't always be just selling. You should always be providing value to the people. You should be providing 80% value, only 20% sales. So when you buy that Instagram ad or that Facebook ad, they should be entered into a funnel. So whatever the ad is based around should not say like, hey, Janice Johnson.
Who the hell is Janice Johnson?
It's so funny because one of the trainings for the Queen Group is a finding your target audience training. Mm-hmm. And so I created like a profile and her name was Janice Johnson. Don't tell me why, but that's just the name that popped up. So I named her. I wasn't about to spend all day figuring out a name. But anyway, so figure out some type of freebie that you can give them that entices them. Right. So when they're scrolling through Instagram and they see, oh, she's offering such and such. Oh, I want to get that. So they send you their email address. Mm-hmm. So once you get them into your funnel, that's when you start the process of giving them value, and then you sell while they're in the funnel. But absolutely, that's the way that you get clients. You create a sales funnel. You find out a way to get them into the funnel, and then you have different aspects of the sales funnel to keep them engaged and to convert them into a client. So first you need to get leads. If you want to land your first client, you need to get a whole lot of leads. So, and then once you get enough leads, then you can figure out what your conversion rate is. So let's say you talk to 10 people and out of 10 people you sign 2, then you have a 20% conversion rate. So now you know when you want to get another client or another 2 clients, you need to talk to at least 10 people. So those are some things that get you started. There's no surefire way. I can't say do A, B, C, and you're going to get your first client, but it's all about you understanding what you offer, what's unique about what you offer, how do you stand out from the competition, figuring out who that target audience is, what they like, what makes them buy, what are their habits, and then offering something that's going to entice them to make them a lead. And then keep offering things that keeps them in the funnel that converts them to that client at the end.
Absolutely. I completely agree with Tay. Another thing that I would add to that from a branding standpoint is the branding of yourself beforehand. If you're offering a service or product, good, whatever you want to call it, and I go on Tatum's page and she's saying, oh yeah, I have a mentoring program, the Queen Group, or the Queen Academy, I'm sorry, and she has nothing on there. We're working with young women in the age range that she's putting out there. I'm not going to even give her the time of day, right? Because I don't see anything to prove to me. This is what you said earlier in the show. There's nothing there that's saying this is what you do. Same as for a publicist. Okay, yeah, I'm a publicist. Woo. You go on my page and you see nothing. You don't have
no clients.
No clients. Me saying nothing about PR.
No success stories, more importantly.
No success stories, no case studies, nothing. You're going to be like, girl, I'm not about to waste my time investing in you. So taking what Tatum says about having that, the sales funnel set up and then having your branding piece set up. Make sure you're looking like what you're putting out. Right. Make sure your social media, your website, your email. We talked about, Cedric said that. Don't have @gmail.com. No, take this time out and buy your domain for your email. So everything is set up so people can trust in something that you're having. So you have that clout behind you to say, okay, yeah, she's doing this. And then you have the sales funnel piece where you can offer all these things behind it. So then it's no losing, and you should be able to obtain a client. And like we said last episode, Twitter was my first client. And so you got to go.
Twitter's where you got your first client.
Yeah, where I got my first client. So go on Twitter. Put yourself out there, make sure all that stuff is together, your branding piece, and then you are definitely guaranteed to pull your first client off of Twitter.
And also, dang, I forgot what I was about to say. Dang, girl, I'm sorry. I forgot. I had something too. It was about branding. Oh, yeah. So when it comes to branding, you want to have testimonials. And so when you first start out and you don't have a client yet, you have to get creative with testimonials. So this is something that I had to do for the Queen Group. So the program may not have launched yet, but I have testimonials because whether I've been officially or unofficially doing what it is that I'm doing in a program, I've been doing it. So you've been a consultant before you had a consulting company. So find who are those people that you worked with that have gotten results that you can use as, well, you can say, this was my client. They started off here, or they did this, or you can do a case study on them, or they can provide a testimonial for you. Something that I did was I would collect testimonials from every workshop that I did. So I have testimonials from youth for when I'm trying to pitch my program, the youth version of my program. And then I also have testimonials from women. So whether it be people like Milan or people that are like older mentees of mine who I've helped throughout their time of knowing me or us being or having a relationship, then I have different testimonials from that, or whether it be if I'm doing a workshop at a college,
Right.
and I have different testimonials and people are saying how I inspired them or I gave them the tools that they needed to get to the next level, whatever. Now I have those testimonials before I even launch. And so that's kind of like that verification, or that stamp of approval that what you offer works. So that's something that you should do as well. Figure out who are the people that you've unofficially helped that can vouch for you and vouch for what it is that you're offering with your consulting company.
Absolutely. And one of our Instagram live watchers said you have to show that you're authentic and have data analytics.
Exactly. Definitely have those analytics. So we don't know what your consulting company is. So if you want to write back, let us know what it is and we can give you a more detailed answer. And also just judging like your Instagram name, I wouldn't even know that I'm not on Instagram, but just based off of what Milan wrote here, I don't know what I was about to call you. I was about to call you Brianna or something. I don't know. Listen. Brianna. You know what? I was about to say Beyonce because I just got an email from that Ivy Park has like new stuff in Nordstrom's.
I just want y'all to know if she would have called me Beyonce, y'all would have been finding a new co-host.
And that's fine. If you want to leave me, you can go. It's like, no, but but judging off your Instagram name, switch it up to something that is more appropriate for what it is that you're offering. So
to be completely honest, mine's not even really appropriate.
Yeah, it's really not.
But I don't give a fuck.
Lon the publicist might be.
I don't like that either. Hey,
or
Lon.
something.
Hey, Lon.
I don't know. But you're getting clients, so it works for you. So for you still trying to get clients, then, you might want to become your brand, so to speak.
Right.
But yeah, so if you have any follow-up questions or whatever based off of what we said, shoot us another message and we will answer it again on the show. So we kind of already went over wins when it came to the beginning of our conversation. Absolutely. So we can wrap this episode up. But guys, remember the next few episodes is going to be like a masterclass, and we're going to really get into some core details of entrepreneurship, the entrepreneur life, the self-employment life, just all aspects of that journey. We're going to have some awesome guests that's going to come in who are experts in whatever the topic is. So definitely tune in.
Do you have any freebies that you're giving away right now on the Queen Group?
Yes. So you can actually go to my personal website right now, tatumtemia.com, TATUMTEMIA. The link is in my Instagram bio. And that gives you access to the free resources suite, where there are different resources for new and aspiring entrepreneurs that you can use for free. I update it every month. So it's definitely some great things in there. And the same thing, and everybody that is a part of the free resources suite for tatumtemia.com will be the first to know about all of the great things happening for the Queen Group. So hit the link on my Instagram bio and definitely sign up there, or shoot me an email at tatum@thequeenacademy.com. That's tatum@thequeenacademy.com.
Definitely. And if you did not get our freebie on how to gain free publicity,
yes,
it's on the U Management website now. So all you have to do is subscribe to the letter U managementllc.com. Go on the website, go straight to the bottom, subscribe, and you will get the how to gain free publicity freebie. And if you have not been to the Entrepreneurs Brunch website, that's ENTREPRENUHERS brunch.com to check out the Mask Off Entrepreneurship blog. You need to head over there now and check it out.
Yes. So holla at y'all next week.
Bye.